It's Jennifer from the patio. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on part 3 of our folio with a junk journal insert. I have already assembled the folio, obviously, so you can go back. I'll put a link to the very first one. And so we put the folio together, and it has some amazing flip outs. And then this flips out as well. So look at that. Woohoo! And then this flips down, this flips up, has a little door. And then I put some beautiful clematis. And then the porch. And then in the very back, I put just some decorative paper. And I want to put this in here, but it's too tall, so I need to cut it down. And I also need to back it, because this pocket is kind of tight. And then I put some fencing here, but I need to put something on this bottom piece. So what I thought we would do today is just continue with putting some paper in here. And so I was looking at this right here, just this big spread, and I thought, you know what, I think I want to work on this right now, because this is 3 and this is 4. And so I pulled out some decorative paper. Do you like my jewelry? I was playing in my jewelry box because I miss my mama, and sometimes when I miss my mama, I inherited quite a bit of jewelry, as we all did, because she loved jewelry, just costume jewelry. And so I pulled out this pretty bracelet, and I want to say it was hers. I could be wrong. There's something in me that thinks a friend gave it to me. But then I have this ring, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start, when I'm thinking about her, I'm just going to start getting some jewelry out and playing. Anyway, so I thought that we could put this here. I thought this would look so pretty on these pages. And then what I can do is I can put some pockets and some different things on here. So let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to start over on this side, which is going to be this. I just think that flows pretty with the greens. Didn't plan it that way, but it sure is pretty. So I'm going to get my ruler, and we're going to measure and see what these are. So these are 5.5. And you know how I am. I like to get my pencil out. And what I do, well, first of all, it's over here by my computer. Okay. I get my pencil out. Then I get a scrap piece of paper. And it's my taxes. So this one's due by 7/31. Okay, so I'm going to do, it's 5.5, so I need 5 1/4. And these are all 8.5, so I need 8 1/4. So by 8 1/4. That's 1. And then panel 2, I think, is a little bit bigger. Nope, it's 5.5, so it's going to be the same. So I'm going to go boop, boop. And then number 3 is, it's a little bit bigger than 5.5. Well, it's about the same. So we'll say 5 1/4. So we're going to say 3 is boop, boop. And then number 4 is probably the same size. Yep, 5.5. So we'll do 5 1/4 times. So basically all 4 of them are going to be the same. However, when this folds like this, I kind of want this little piece in the middle to have one as well. So these are 1 inch, so we're going to need 3/4 by 8 1/4. So we'll need a piece right in between as it flows. Okay, so this is the first one. So let me put my folio aside. And I'll get out Okay, so we need 5 1/4, 5 1/4. So I think we're going to have just enough maybe to get that little centerpiece. And then we're going to need another 5 1/4. And that's really only going to leave us a little strip. But even if we just put this little bit of strip in there, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm having a great day. I am. I'm having a good day. I just love that bird. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then this one is going to go like this. So we'll save that little piece. And then we're going to ink. We're going to ink them. And then we'll put this one in that little middle part, and then we'll have these on the end. And then I can decorate with some pockets and some good stuff like that. We are just making progress with this. I know it's slow, but as I'm building my YouTube channel, I'm just trying to be diligent in making sure that I make 2 videos a week. So on Mondays at 6 a.m., I put out a video that's called Let's Get to Crafting. And then it usually is just like whatever I'm working on, or I see something on some of the channels that I watch, and then I'm like, I'm going to make that. And that's what those videos are. So I've recently been making cards for Easter and Mother's Day. And so if you're interested in making some cards and some fun things like that. One of them is a pop-up card, and they're just so cute. So I made a couple of those, and then the next video, I think I made they're kind of pop-up cards, but they lay flat, and so I made a couple of those. And I also, just did some things with book pages, which I think that's what I'm going to do again for this next Monday. After this video, I'm just going to make some more ephemera to go in my journals, because we'll need it as we're filling this one up too. Because we're going to have the folio portion of this. I call it the hard part, which is 110 pound cardstock. And then we're going to have the junk journal that's going to, go as an insert. But we have to fill that up with ephemera. So I need to, and not that I need any, if you're a junk journal, you'll be able to see my little baskets that I keep everything in. So I just keep making stuff because I keep using it. So, okay, so here is our stuff, and I'm going to put this little piece here so it'll remind me that I'm going to put that down. So let's just put this in this large spread. I'm just really excited about getting this portion all put together so we can move on. Get up there. Okay, let me move that all the way over. I'm using my Lineco glue instead of my art glitter glue, because this gives me a little bit more time to kind of maneuver it. Maybe 2 seconds, but at least it's 2 seconds that I have to work with the paper to make sure that it's centered and that I have enough space on either side. This paper is just so pretty. Okay, so looks like it's not. Did I do 8 1/4 or 8 1/2? I'm gonna have to pull that up. You guys, did I do 8 1/4 or 8 1/2? Sorry. Let me look and see what I got here. Nope, it's 8. I didn't even cut the tops off, y'all. Well, darn it. Now I'm going to get my blade. I'm going to have to wait for him to dry. Okay, well, let me get all my other ones. I was too busy yakking. I was too busy yakking. I think I'm going to take it off the bottom. So I'm just going to take, these are 8.5, and I just need a quarter. So what I do is I put it in at the quarter line. Then I get my, can you hear my dog snoring? Bubba, seriously? And then I just mark it right here on the quarter mark. And then I'm just going to, I am just going to just chomp down on that. Sorry about the noise. And then I have to ink again. Well, let me go ahead and stick this one in there. Isn't that crazy? I'm just like, that's just too tall. I gotta measure right. Y'all, if it's hard. Some days are harder than others. Okay. Like I say, it's all right. Y'all, I make mistakes on this channel. I think I have 16 videos up so far, or 18. And listen, I'm just enjoying this process, but I certainly am not a perfectionist, nor am I gonna get everything right every time. So I hope that you're not looking for a video like that. I'm just doing my best and having fun. I just want to have fun while I'm doing it, but make beautiful things. Just want to make beautiful things. I just pulled a new ink pad out, and it is juicy. So I really don't have to do a lot for that. I don't really have to daub it, but I do. Okay, so now here we go again. We're going to put some more of this Lineco glue on here because unfortunately it's already drying. So I got up this morning and went to my playlist and started listening to one of my favorite bands is Dave Matthews Band. Took my girls to go see him a couple of Mother's Days ago. We had a great time. We went hiking. We went and stayed in a cabin, and it was right by where they were playing, and so I just really like him. I do. And Tim Reynolds. So anyway, it just got me all, just got me moving this morning. And I was like, I love it. Let's just make something beautiful today. Let's see, a little. Got to pull that little string part off. So I wish I could listen to it while I'm talking to you guys too, but I can't. I can't do both. They don't let you do that. Okay, so there's one, and then we're going to put the next one here. It's just pretty. That is just pretty. So I'm using my new kit called Come Away With Me. You can purchase it if you would like. It is a large kit that has about, I don't know, 60-something pages. It has all kinds of background pages, and then it has 20-something pages of ephemera, which is pockets and tags and circles and all kinds of stuff. So, but you can go purchase it on my Ko-Fi. at Jennifer from the patio. And I also put up freebies, and so in the kit you're going to see some things that, or as we're making this, you're going to see me add things that aren't in the kit, and so I put those up as freebies. So you guys can have fun stuff to play with. Fun things to play with. Okay, and then this is going to go here. So that's actually perfect. I don't really need a big piece. So I need to take just a little bit off this. So I'm just going to line it up on the quarter side. And then just put a mark so I'll know where to cut. And then I'll just whack it off. Whack. I don't know where there it went. Whack it and ink it. Okay, and it's going to go like that. So let's put that down. This is where, no, that's not the part. So that's where we're going to put our journal, but it's not. And I'm going to show you at the end of this one, I made a prototype of another, whenever I first made the actual journal, I made a little prototype. I mean, I've made so many of these, but I made one out of craft paper, the color craft. And so I just started putting paper in it last night, and it's beautiful. It turned out really pretty, and so now I'm just going to put some pockets and stuff in it, but I wanted to show you. Okay, so there's that side. So let me close that. And you could make this a pocket. I think I talked about that when we were making the folio, but I chose not to, just so it would be sturdy. I want it to be sturdy so that it will last. So anyway, I was putting some scrapbook paper in the other one, but I want to show it to you because it really is pretty. Haven't put the journal in yet, but I'm going to do that. I might do it the same time I do this one. That looks good. Got to concentrate when you put it down. I turned my bone folder on the side too, so that it doesn't leave marks on my paper. Okay, and then we just have this one, and we'll have that all done. And then maybe you guys can, I don't know, if you help me figure out what I want to put in that little spot. And then that way we'll get that done too. I felt magnets. I'm like, where are those magnets coming from? It's coming from that flap right there. Okay, I want to be in this picture right here, right now. I wish I was there just bird watching. But I'm not, and that's okay. Okay, so isn't that beautiful? Okay, so see, like right here, I could put a pocket right here. I mean, it's going to be so pretty. I'm going to pull out my ephemera and we'll look at that in just a minute. Now we need to do this spread, these three right here. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking about this paper on this side, and then this right here. And then that way that pink would just kind of flow across the page. I could put this over here and then this here. because that kind of matches a little bit better. But I kind of like it. I kind of like it like this. I don't know. I don't know. I think I kind of like it like this. That's the fun of it, is trying to figure out how you want to put your paper. And this is bigger. So I'm going to have to make sure that I get, I may have to do this, put this one over here since I can cut it bigger. That's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, let me do this side first then. Let's measure, because this one is going to be bigger. See, I see this is 6, so we're going to have to make this 5 3/4. So I got to write that down, because that's, and I'm going to write it on my desk. 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. So we're going to cut this at 5 3/4. 5 3/4. Let me not smush my book. 5 3/4 by, I'm going to cut the bottom off. And I'm just going to do this again because it's just 1/4 that I need to take off. But there's my mark right there. And then that way I can... Okay. Okay, there we go. And then now I'm just going to ink. And like I say, this thing is so juicy, I just don't even really have to put much on it. I love these watercolor ones. You know, I was thinking this morning as I'm thinking about, you know, fall and, you know, what I'm going to make, and just making some gratitude journals and what I'm thankful for, what makes me smile. Because this week I have just had the biggest smiles. Some things have just really made me smile. For one, I went out to lunch with my girlfriend, and we went to our favorite restaurant. We go to the same place, we eat the same thing. We just can't help it. It's a Thai restaurant, and we get yellow curry, and it is just so delicious. Well, this last time we both got cashew. Chicken cashew. Oh my goodness, it was just so good. The sauce in it was amazing. Well, I didn't eat all mine because I was talking the whole time, and so she ate all hers. And so I had some leftovers to bring home, which I was excited about. So the next day, I went to the refrigerator, and I was like, well, what am I going to have for lunch? And I saw that food sitting there, and I just got the biggest smile on my face. And I was like, see, it's just the little things that make us happy. And then I was outside the other day, and my husband recently bought a chime, and I think I was telling you guys about it. If not, well, we were in Joann's because, you know, they're closing the store around our house, and so we went to go see what they had. And I just went to the craft because he was over there. He was picking up every chime they had in there and just dangling them and stuff. And I said, honey, I'm going to go over to the craft area. And so I went to go look. I could hear him over there just clanging and clanging. I'm sure that everybody in there. But then it was so funny because a couple of women actually stopped and were talking to him and saying, oh, I love that sound. That's pretty. Oh, you're the guy that's doing that. It was hilarious. But anyway, he chose one, and we brought it home. And so I was sitting out on the back. We have a swing all the way towards the back of our yard that sits under a beautiful tree. And I was out there swinging, and that's where he hung the chime. And it was windy and beautiful, and I took a video, and I might even put it in here. And it was just, it was evening, and the sun was going down, and it just made me happy. Do you ever get that way where it's just like, it's just something simple, but it makes me happy? And so, and then today I was sitting and looking out my back patio, and there was this cute little baby lizard about this big. He was adorable, and he was green and just bright. And I saw him on my white cushion that's on my my bench out there, and it just made me smile. And it's like, you know what? I love that. And so I hope that little things like that make you smile. Life is just way too short not to have days every day where you just smile big over something. But anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. So this is 5 1/4 we determined, and this is going to be 5 1/4 as well. Measure twice, cut once. 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. So let's see. Could actually make it even a little bit bigger. 5 1/4. Yes. And then I'm going to cut from the middle because you're not going to be able to see that anyway. And then we're going to do 5 1/4. So much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. Okay, so I'm going to take it off. I think I'm going to take it off the top. So let's do them together. Same thing. We're just going to put it here and mark the quarter. I hope you can see me. Am I in frame? Am I in the frame? I have a marker over here, but I keep moving it. I keep moving it. See, here's my marker, and I'm like, don't go below that. Okay. They go like this. This one goes over here. Yes. Okay, gotta ink. I have to ink. I'm sorry. So anyway, that's I was just thinking about that, just what the things that I'm grateful for and the things that make me smile. And so that's why I went in and grabbed some fun jewelry, and it's like, you know what? That just makes me happy. That just makes me happy, and I like to be happy. I like to be happy. And whatever it takes. I don't like getting that ink. My little dauber is, it's not really coming apart, believe me. I've had them to where they were just falling apart. But I see little pieces coming down, and I don't want it to be in a place that it'll leave a little ink spot, and there's not going to be any paper on top of it. So I hope that you have something that happens to you today that makes you smile. Leftovers that warms your heart. A really good cup of coffee. I'm sorry, but I'm a coffee snob. And just a really good cup of coffee. Whatever it is that makes you smile. A lizard walking across the patio. Some wind chimes. I just went out. I don't know about you, but I like to go. My husband makes fun of me because I love to take my shoes off, and I call it grounding, and it is called grounding. And I like to go out and just walk barefooted in the grass in the back. Well, we had our crepe myrtles cut a couple of weeks ago, and there was just little pieces of wood all in the back because they did their best to clean it up. So my husband goes, well, it's okay, I'll just mow over it. But what he doesn't realize is that what that does is make smaller pieces that get down in the grass. And when Bubba and I go out, and Bubba's my dog, but when we go outside and he's barefooted and I'm barefooted, and he's chasing the ball, and I'm just walking, those little sticks get to you. So I went out one day and just Cleaned up, went through, and I have a big backyard. I just went through and just picked up, bent over, picked up all the little sticks so that I could do my grounding in without getting stuck. And so anyway, he was making fun of me. He goes, "Oh, you're going." I went outside barefooted. He goes, "Are you going? You going to do some grounding?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "You want to come along with me?" I said, "It's wonderful just to let the grass, you feel your feet on the solid ground. You feel the grass and you just connect with nature." And anyway, he was like, "Oh, I'm good." And I was like, "Okay." But anyway, that makes me happy. That makes me happy, just walking through the grass like that. Okay, probably too much information. You probably just want me to craft and not talk, but I can't help myself, okay? I'm just that kind of person. Okay, let's get this one down. Make sure that is even. That looks good. Looks good. I'm just very excited about this kit. So this one goes like that. And that matches pretty with that. And then that matches with the pink. It looks so good, and it's getting full. You can feel how heavy it is. So here it is. This is the front. So far, I did the sides, but not the back yet. Have not decided what I'm going to do. So you open it up, and then there's the gate, like you're going inside we're going to a beautiful watercolor cottage is where we're going. We're going to go read, and we're going to just walk by the lake and just have a great time. So there's the gate. And then we come up, we see the fence line. And then there's the door to the house. There's the beautiful clematis right next to the window. There's the front porch and the rocking chair and the door. And then it's like we're going inside, and there's the chair. So, and then we have this. So let's back this, and I want to put a piece here. So what do you think I ought to put here? I'm kind of thinking this might look pretty. That is pretty. I think I like that. Because I'm thinking about putting a belly band here with a piece of coffee dyed paper or something in it to give you like just a hidden writing spot. So this piece, I believe, is 3 by 4. Yeah, it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it's going to be a 3 by 4. So it's 4 tall. 4 tall. So we're going to cut that. I kind of want to get that in there. So it's 4 tall. I wanted this in there. And then 3. So I'm going to pull it over to about here. And then I'm going to do 3. Cut that little blank side off over here. Yes, that looks good. That looks good. Of course, now we have to ink. Okay, and we'll just stick this down, but first we're going to smush this adhesive down really good and then pull that up. And then I'm going to put a little extra glue, just like this. And then I'm going to put it on here. Okay. That looks good. I like it. Yes. So it's going to be boop, 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 boop. But let's go ahead and do this tag. So it's boop, 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 boop. Voila. Voila. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. All right, so let's do some. I'm going to get out my UHU, and I'm going to get a piece of coffee dyed paper. This is a lighter. I really need to make some. I'm waiting for the sun to come out and stay out. Okay, I like this portion better, so I'm going to do it on this side. I'm waiting for the sun to come out because I do mine outside. I've done it in the winter time, inside in the oven, but I prefer to be outside. So, and I use my UHU stick for this because it just works better, and you don't see all the. You don't see all the little bumpies. So we'll get that nice and down and make sure the edges have a little extra, especially where my fingers been. And then I'm just going to put it on here. I am going to have to cut it down, though, because it's too tall to go in that pocket. And that's okay. I don't mind losing a little bit on the bottom. So I'm going to get my big bone folder for this. And hold this down. That's one thing about this UHU. It does make your paper kind of warp a little bit, but it also makes it pretty strong, and which is another reason why I like to use it, because once it dries, I just put it under a book and just let it lay flat for a little bit, and it seems to do the trick. Makes it flat. So let me cut it out. I'm going to try to keep that border and get it right close so it has like that little bit of edge that's colored. It's a pretty bronzy color. And that way, there. I listened to an audiobook yesterday by Agatha Christie called The Sitterford Mystery. It was so good. Of course, I'm a big fan, as you will. If you watch my channel and you've watched any of my videos, I talk about books and the things that I've read. But I just finished that one yesterday, and then I sent a little note to my sister and said, "Hey, I just finished," and I thought I had watched all the Agatha, or not watched, but listened to all the audios from Agatha Christie, but I guess I didn't. But it was good, and I was okay. I was okay listening to it. I kind of thought that at the very first, I was like, the person that ended up being the murderer, I was like, you know what? I think it's him. And then I was like, no, no, no. And then it turned out to be him. Little scoundrel. Little scoundrel. Okay, I believe that this is 8 1/4. So let's cut off about, because we need to have enough room. I'm taking that that little, once I ink it though, you're not even gonna be able to tell. See? See, you can't even tell. Okay. So let's get this out, and then we'll flip it here, and then we'll go in the garden gate, and then we'll see the clematis and the front porch, and then we'll go inside, and then there's a beautiful chair, and then this is the book. And that's perfect, see? It doesn't go up above that. And then you just flip it back down. Someone is gonna love this, absolutely love it. So now we have lots, we're gonna have our journal in this little spot right here, and I'm not gonna do a big one. I'm probably gonna do probably 10 pages is it, folded in half. And then that way I can put some pockets and different things, because remember, like I said, we want all of our real estate's gonna be in there. So this is taking up quite a bit in that space. And so we have to be careful that, you know, I don't put that much more over here. But I think we're pretty good on this side. You'll be able to write on these. I am going to put a few things, probably just some coffee dyed paper in here. And then just to come, because these are all for writing. And I know people, you know, they're like, oh, it's too pretty to write on. But it's just beautiful whenever you get through and it's your writing that's all over it. This is your journal. Not this one, but, you know, when you get a journal, it's your journal to write in and do, you know, doodle or do whatever, and it just makes it beautiful. So anyway, this is pretty much it for today. I'm going to get some things together and ready for our next Friday, and we'll put some pockets. I'm going to put the journal in and have that so we can start putting some goodies in there. So that's that, but we have this whole container full of ephemera. So I have the side tucks, I have some big tags, I have this really pretty clematis pocket to put in. I have this Z fold card. We're not going to use this nor these. I have this little booklet. I still need to put the 3 little pockets in, and they have little cards that go in them. And then there's this flip out made out of that same stuff. I've got side pockets. I've got pockets. All the tags. All the ephemera all cut out. It's going to be so much fun to decorate. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is that part of it. So one more week of putting all the paper and getting the journal and everything put in, and then we will move forward, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But real quick, before you go, I want to show you what I'm doing to the other one, the prototype. This is using a scrapbook kit from DCWV. I think it's a wedding kit, but I didn't use it that way at all. And so I just put, this one says, enjoy the little things. Is that not the truth? So this pops open like that. And then this has magnets. And then this just pops back down, and it's magnetized. And then you open it up, and it has a pocket. So I stuck some ephemera in there. And I'm thinking about making a pocket or a side tuck right here too. With some of that pink paper. And then it's the same exact as the one that we're working on. So then you open it up, and then this one opens like this, and then this opens like this. And I put a belly band here because I'm going to put some different paper in there. And then this one opens like this. And so I just had that continuity that goes all the way across. And so then this flips down. This flips up. Isn't that pretty with the polka dots? They're kind of like a gold foil is what they are. And then then it has the little right, left, and then at the back I just put, this is a belly band, and I'm going to put some paper back there, And these are going to have, a couple of them are going to have pockets, but not all of them, because that's why I did them in solid colors so that you could write on them. But like this one's dark. So, but I kind of like that because then you can use black or whatever. So anyway, that is that. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I mean, it's done as far as the paper. I haven't done this part yet because this is where the journal's going. So I want to put the journal in first and then put my piece on. But anyway, so that's what we're doing is we've got these two going. We have this one with my kit and then this one with scrapbook paper. Like I say, you can do it with whatever you got. So thanks for popping in and hanging out with me. If you like what you see, I gotta say it. Like and subscribe. I'd love it if you left me a comment and let me know where you're from or what you're working on. You have a fabulous day, and remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.